If you're looking for highly educational market analysis, you're in the right place. You're in the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, a top author on TradingView with over 190k reputation points. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight onto the charts. In today's video, I will be speaking about BTC USD. Now, why do I want to speak about BTC USD? Because at the moment, we do have quite interesting price action and structure. So what I will be doing is, as usual, providing a complete multi-time frame top-down analysis, starting from the higher time frames, then going down on the lower ones. We will also check what we have when it comes to the on-chain data. So how Bitcoins are moving on and off from exchanges, and by the end of the video, by using the combination of these two different types of analysis, we will try to understand where we have the highest probabilities for a potential move here on this crypto. Now, starting from the monthly time frame, what we can see is that at the moment we have a market which is testing a very strong level of very key support and demand here, which the market tested around this area and rejected to the upside, which at the moment the market has just tested once again. Now, it's very important to notice that if we look at the on-chain data, you can do that yourself because it's a little bit more detailed research. You will notice that the biggest addresses on the blockchain have been accumulating a massive amount of Bitcoin around this area here, meaning that probably they will try to protect their buy orders. And since they have a massive amount of money, they will most likely be successful, meaning that overall, I don't see the market breaking aggressively below this support. The worst thing I see is for the market to test this area for a manipulation and quickly reject it to the upside. So I really believe that this is the level that will hold the market during this correction. Now, in general, if we drop down on the weekly time frame, what we can see is that this has already started. In fact, we can see how the market tested zone here, immediately started rejecting it to the upside, went again to this area, and currently the market is trying to create a double bottom at this zone. We can also see by looking left that this is the horizontal accumulation, inside of which we did see the accumulation of Bitcoins that I was speaking about previously by the biggest addresses. It happened exactly inside of this area. So this is the zone that I expect to be basically protected, okay? So at worst, what I expect is a quick dip below the zone just for a very quick manipulation to obviously create panic in the market, and then I expect more continuation to the upside. What we can also see is that the market has just created this candle here. Now, when you see a candle like this with a very long wick and a green body, what you expect is for the next candle to fill in the wick. So here in the weekly as well, everything seems pretty bullish. The problem is that if we drop down on the daily time frame, we can see how so far during this correction after this impulse, everything has remained very bearish. In fact, from an intraday perspective, we can see how the structure remained bearish all the time, not making it possible to be looking for any kind of longing opportunities. And now we can also see how we have broken daily structure to the downside. In fact, the market created this green candle, then broke it to the downside. So at the moment we have previous daily support turned resistance here. And until we will remain below this previous support turned resistance, this market will easily continue lower. Therefore, what we need to see is a break back above this resistance in order to be looking for a potential longing opportunity. So here on Bitcoin, only if we will see a break back above this daily resistance, at that point, that previous resistance would be turned support here. And only at that point, we could be looking for a potential longing opportunity. Now, if we go and see what we have from an on-chain perspective, so how Bitcoins are moving on and off from exchanges, and we zoom in, we can see that during this correction that has been happening on Bitcoin, which is obviously the black line, because the black line is the price, and this move to the downside is basically this move to the downside here, we can see how the amount of Bitcoins on exchanges, which is the blue line, has continued to drop, meaning that at the moment what could easily happen is that we get a supply shock, because most of the Bitcoins are still getting transferred away from exchanges to cold storage, meaning that overall, if demand increases, the price should increase quite quickly. Therefore, if we will get a break back above this resistance after a break on the retest of the previous resistance turn support, this is the zone that at that point with students we would be monitoring for a potential longing opportunity. And the way in which we would be doing that is as usual being reactive and not predictive. The monthly, weekly, and daily combined with the on-chain data, those are the best time frames from a directional perspective. However, when it comes to confirmations and entries, the best time frames are the intraday time frames, so 4 hour and lower. Therefore, with students, what we would be doing is monitoring price action from an intraday perspective during this move to the downside, waiting for the market to shift from an intraday bearish market as we would have to an intraday bullish market. And if the market will shift from an intraday bearish to bullish market and provide to us one of our valid entries at that point, we could be looking for this potential long with a good risk to reward and good probabilities at that point for the move to the upside and for the market to complete this impulse correction and impulse pattern to the upside. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you smash that like button and comment below. It really does support the creation of more free analysis education and updates for all of you. You can also go and check out the mentorship program. The link is in the description. It's a very complete program. First, you learn all the rules of the strategies. Then you also get a daily market breakdown every day to see which pairs I'm looking for according to the rules of the strategies, and you also have the possibility to ask questions and get the answers the same day. So it's a very complete program. We're also currently running a special promotion, and to find out more, the link is in the description, and I will see you on it.